All right, gentlemen, thanks a lot for your thoughts. We will touch base with you. Again, the market will require evidence every now and then. Let's shift focus now to some corporates. We have picked the NBFC basket because that's the one everyone wants to know about. But one of the stocks that didn't perform too well in that space has been PTC Financial Services. They had a difficult last quarter. The spreads were lower compared to the last 5 years. The NPAs were highest in the last 5 years. As you can see, gross NPAs went all the way to 5.83. Their spreads were the lowest in the last 5 years. So it has been a difficult quarter for PTC India Financial. Ashok Haldia, Managing Director and CEO of the company, joins us now. Good morning, Mr. Haldia. Thanks so much for joining. Well, are things any better?
Very good morning.
Let me start with probably where good news would be coming. Has cost of money fallen? Have you all taken advantage of this debenture boom? Should we expect your spreads to be a little better in the current and next quarter?
The cost of financing and the yield on the financings are always a challenging proposition for any financial institutions. While the cost of borrowings have coming down and we are taking full advantage of that, there is at the same time pressure on the yields, the interest rate that we charge from the borrowers, and particularly when in the arena of a competitive financing. And we are quite conscious of the fact, and therefore our focus has been shifting greatly to reducing our cost of borrowing, and we have been successful to a great extent. We are looking into innovative products, innovative means of financing. At the same time, we are also trying to maintain the yield to the extent possible on the lending. But let me tell you that if it comes to the pressure on the spread, on the margin, we would not like to compromise on the quality of the portfolio. That's for sure. Okay.
All right. Well, then let me talk about the quality of the portfolio. You had a fairly difficult NPA number, 5.3% gross NPAs. Have any of them paid back? Do we stabilize at 5.3? Will it be lower in the coming months?
Let me tell you, when I appeared for interview in your channel last occasion, I said that stress assets, for that matter, those standards restructured as well as NPA, is something around 8,000 to 10,000, and I believe that's around the figure where this number might be stabilizing. Having said that, last quarter was an unusual quarter for, in an NBFC when you have the period of what RBI calls as NPA is reduced from 150 to 120 days. There were certain debts which we were not able to recover on the last day fully. We did recover partially, and therefore those were converted into an NPA. We are dealing with all the NPAs and the stress accounts. In fact, we are in the process of churning them out. We are engaged with the promoters and the projects, either in the hands of the existing promoters. They are able to revive them with our assistance. They are able to pay us back, maybe through the assets of the projects or otherwise, or there are new investors showing interest into that, and we are also constantly talking to lead lenders. And let me tell you, as a result of all these exercises, the direction has been positive. We might be able to recover some amount maybe in the coming quarters out of those NPAs. Maybe we are able to churn them out. Since we were covered by the surface eye in last month and before, and we have already taken action in the 2 of such cases, and we hope a positive outcome after that exercise. So let me tell you, while the figure might change from quarter to quarter, because you are dealing with all those NPAs, some of the NPAs may start paying you up. Some of the stress assets that we are in the process of churning out may lead to a finality, and maybe some of them yield the results, maybe some of them as a lender we are required to take it.
No, I'm not holding you to a quarter, Mr. Haldia. By the end of the year, will this 528 crore of gross NPAs look any lower?
I would not able to tell you the futuristic number, but I would certainly tell you that we are constantly engaged with them, and hopefully we should be able to see some positive direction.
Okay, Mr. Haldia, good morning. So, getting back to the original question on spreads and also on your net interest margin, 4.6% for Q1. It used to be, of course, closer to 6%. Any guidance on that front?
No, the 6% when we were having, you have to relate the margins to the capital adequacy norm, the percentage that we were having. We raised our capital and we raised our resources, and we were in the process of deploying. As those were increasingly deployed in terms of the leverage that we can have under the RBI norms, the NIM was coming down. So the lower NIM was in effect also an indication our ability to leverage our capital more. And I would say that as we are trying to maintain the spread, and so we should also be able to maintain the NIM.
Yep. Fair point, Mr. Haldia. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll touch base with you again when you will be able to give us some kind of a firm number guidance on your NPA number. Well, markets haven't gone anywhere at the index level, but plenty of action at the stock-wide level, and we've already pointed out SRF up 8%, more pen, the makers of Burnall, possibly selling off some of their assets. That's up 6%, 6.25%, Nitco Tiles, Amtech Auto.